Over the last couple months, I've added some new credit cards to my wallet that have given me thousands of dollars in value and have increased the total number of credit cards that I have to 9. So in this video, I'm going to break down how I'm optimizing my credit card setup, all of the credit cards that I have in my wallet, and the exact purpose that each of those cards has for my wallet. So my number one priority and the credit card that I'm going to be using the most over the next couple months is going to be my American Express Business Gold Card. I just applied and got approved for a targeted welcome bonus offer on this card, in which I'll be able to receive 100,000 American Express membership rewards points. And in order to receive those 100,000 American Express membership rewards points, I will need to meet a minimum spend requirement of spending $10,000 in the first 6 months of having the card. Luckily for me, I was able to put a pretty big dent in that spend requirement from some of the final wedding payments that I needed to make, but a portion of that spend requirement still exists. So I'm pretty much going to be using my American Express Business Gold Card for all of my purchases until I meet that spend requirement. Because that $10,000 spend requirement combined with the 100,000 points that I will receive from this welcome bonus would give me at the very minimum 110,000 American Express points. So I obviously want to make sure that I lock in this welcome bonus, and it's a pretty big priority for me. But the reason that 110,000 American Express points is just the bare minimum for me is because of the elevated point multipliers that I'll be able to earn on my American Express Business Gold Card. Basically, the Business Gold Card is going to give you 4x back on the top 2 categories that your business spent the most amount of money in each billing cycle. And those categories are going to include airfare purchased directly from airlines, advertising, gas stations, computer software, restaurants, and shipping. So the thought process here is that for part of the spending for that minimum spend requirement, I'm going to be spending in some of those categories that I can earn 4x back on, most likely gas stations and restaurants. And this will give me even additional value, even beyond the 110,000 American Express points that I'll already be earning. Once I hit that spend requirement, I will continue to use the AMEX Business Gold Card, but a lot more sparingly, because this card will basically be used for any business expenses that I have for flights or restaurants. Next up, the second priority for me in my wallet once I hit the welcome bonus on the American Express Business Gold Card is going to be the Hilton Honors Business Card. I actually already got the welcome bonus, which for me was 165,000 Hilton Honors points. And by the way, the welcome bonus right now is actually even better, as you'll get 150,000 Hilton Honors points plus a free night certificate, but that welcome bonus is only running until July 19th. So if you do want this welcome bonus, then you're gonna have to act with some urgency, and the link to this bonus is gonna be down in the description of this video. But okay, so I already received the welcome bonus on this card. So the reason that the Hilton Honors Business Card is the second priority for me in my wallet is because I'm going to be chasing after a Hilton free night certificate. Essentially, on the Hilton Honors Business Card, you are able to earn a free night certificate if you are able to spend $15,000 or more in 1 calendar year. And the nice thing about those Hilton free night certificates is that they're completely uncapped. So I actually just earned a free night certificate on my Hilton Surpass card, and I was able to redeem that certificate for an oceanfront view room on my honeymoon, which had a value of $900. So even though I've already gotten the welcome bonus on my Hilton Honors Business Card, I'm about halfway towards the $15,000 in spending that is required to get a free night certificate. And so the welcome bonus on the AMEX Business Gold Card is still priority number 1 for me, but priority number 2 is going to be that once I hit that welcome bonus, I want to get a free night certificate on my Hilton Honors Business Card that I can use for some future trips that I plan to go on in the future. All right, before we get into the rest of the credit cards that I have in my wallet that I'm using for different spending categories, let me show you the wallet that I'm using. All right, so the wallet that I'm using is actually gonna be an Ekster Wallet. So this is what it looks like. It's very similar to the Ekster Wallet that I had before. But this one does have a couple of different features. So it has like my Apple AirTag here in the middle. And what I love about Ekster Wallets overall, just to give you some context, this is the wallet that I was using before I switched over to Ekster. And as you can see, it's kind of just like a big brick in my pocket, pretty heavy and kind of like weighs me down. Whereas like this wallet here with Ekster, super lightweight. So if I'm going on an activity or if I'm traveling or something like that, having this in my pocket is just really nice. It's really light overall. And yeah, just a couple things about it. So usually I have my license here on the back. I took it out of this video, so sorry to any of you who are trying to steal my identity. But other than that, like pretty much it's super lightweight. You basically keep all of your cards out here. So if I do that for you right here, basically you just press this button at the bottom and it slides all your cards out. So then you have these cards here. You can basically pull them out. I usually keep about 4 to 5 in my wallet at one time. So as you can see, like the first card that's here is going to be what I just talked about, priority number 1 for me, which is my American Express Business Gold Card. And then, I have a couple other cards in here as well, so I'll talk about some of them in a second. Now, if we transition beyond my top 2 spending priorities for the next couple months, and we get into my regular credit card setup, the card in my wallet that I use the most frequently is going to be my personal Amex Gold Card. First off, the American Express Gold Card gives you 2 $120 credits, which are going to be a $120 Uber credit and a $120 dining credit that are split up into $10 monthly increments. And so what I do is that I set up my Amex Gold Card on Uber Eats and Grubhub as my primary payment method, and then I set those to pickup only, and then I pick up lunch from a spot like Chipotle that with pickup only ends up costing around the same as that $10 credit. As an example, I've been doing this same order for €1 from this bomb Greek place by my house, and the total ends up being $10.20 every time. So that's only 20 cents out of my pocket when you consider the credit. Ultimately, the Amex Gold Card is maximized if you can organically order from these food delivery services every month and that you live in an area where these food delivery services are accessible in the first place. But beyond the credits, the Amex Gold Card is going to get you some fantastic point multipliers as well, as you'll get 4x back on restaurants worldwide, 4x back on US grocery stores, 3x back on flights booked directly with airlines or through the Amex travel portal, and then 1x back on everything else. So every month I'm using my Amex Gold Card for those credits, and then the Amex Gold Card is at the front of my wallet because restaurants and grocery stores are 2 of my highest spend categories, and I use this card for those purchases. Besides restaurants and grocery stores, the other spending category that I spend the most amount of money in is going to be for gas stations, and the card that I'm using for gas stations is going to be the Chase Freedom Flex. But before I get into the Chase Freedom Flex, if you've made it this far in the video, then go ahead and comment down below Nikola Jokic down in the comments. The Chase Freedom Flex is a no annual fee Chase card that is going to give you 5x back on rotating quarterly categories, 5x back on travel booked through the Chase portal, 3x back on dining, 3x back on drugstores, and 1x back on everything else. So the reason that the Chase Freedom Flex is going to be my gas station card for the next couple months is because the rotating quarterly categories on the Freedom Flex right now for Q3 are going to be for gas stations, EV charging, and select live entertainment. I currently have a Toyota Corolla, so I won't be taking advantage of the EV charging category, but I will certainly be using my Freedom Flex for gas stations, and then I'll also use my Freedom Flex if I have specific entertainment purchases, such as for sports tickets. The next credit card that I have in my wallet that serves as my catch-all card is going to be my Chase Freedom Unlimited. The Chase Freedom Unlimited gives you point multipliers of 5x back on travel booked through the Chase travel portal, 3x back on dining, 3x back on drugstores, and then 1.5x back on everything else. So the reason that the Chase Freedom Unlimited is my catch-all credit card is because it'll get 1.5x back on all purchases, which means that it'll get an elevated rate for any purchases that fall outside of my main spending categories. And having a catch-all card, I would argue, is essential for everyone because you want to make sure that you can increase your floor for always receiving a certain amount of value, regardless of what purchases that you are making. Also, the nice thing is that all of the points that I'm earning on my Chase Freedom Unlimited and my Chase Freedom Flex, which I discussed earlier, can be transferred up to my Chase Sapphire Preferred for higher value. So the next card in my wallet is going to be my core travel card, which is going to be my Chase Sapphire Preferred. The reason that I consider my Chase Sapphire Preferred to be my core travel card is because on my Sapphire Preferred, I'm able to get 25% higher value when I book travel through the Chase portal, and I can transfer all of my Chase points out to Chase's travel partners. So when I mentioned that I can leverage the points on my Freedom Flex and Freedom Unlimited to get higher value through my Sapphire Preferred, basically what I would do is that I would transfer the points from my Freedom cards to my Chase Sapphire Preferred, and then from my Chase Sapphire Preferred, out to Chase's travel partners. And Chase has some of the best travel partners out there, so a lot of times utilizing your Chase points to transfer them out to travel partners like Hyatt can double the amount of value that you can get from your Chase points. Additionally, the Chase Sapphire Preferred is going to give you a $50 hotel credit, which can lower your effective fee on your Sapphire Preferred down to just $45. And I am actually taking advantage of this hotel credit in just a couple weeks, because I'll basically just be booking a hotel right by the airport for the night before my honeymoon. So ultimately, I'm actually not really going to be using my Sapphire Preferred for daily purchases. So this card probably won't be in my wallet that often, but I'll still get a lot of value from this card through the travel benefits. And just like I said that I think everyone needs to have a catch-all credit card, I also think that everyone needs to have a travel credit card. Additionally, I do have some other credit cards that aren't actively going to be in my wallet over the next couple months. And one of those cards is going to be my Alaska Airlines card, which at this point I do use pretty sparingly, but I was grandfathered into receiving a companion pass on this card each year without any spending. And I actually just used my Alaska companion fare to book flights for my fiance and I down to Las Vegas for the Credit Card Creator Meetup in September. I also have the no annual fee Hilton Honors Card, but at this point my Hilton Surpass card and Hilton Honors Business Cards give me better Hilton specific benefits, and so I'm basically just keeping this card open to increase the length of my credit history, and I'll put like a small reoccurring subscription on that card. In terms of the future, the next credit card that I plan on getting is going to be the American Express Blue Business Plus, because I do want to prioritize getting business credit cards so that I can keep my Chase 524 status the same for when I come out of it in November. When I do get to November and I have the opportunity to get Chase credit cards again, some of the cards that are on my list as potential options would be the Chase Ink Unlimited, Chase Ink Cash, and Chase World of Hyatt. I would love to get one of the no annual fee Chase Ink business cards, but coming off of paying for a wedding, we are planning to keep our expenses pretty low, and those cards typically do have a lot higher of a spend requirement, so I might have to wait to get one of those cards until it's a little bit more feasible, and maybe I have some higher expenses that are coming up around the same time. Regardless though, I'm just excited to get out of Chase jail and have more opportunities and flexibility in the future to get more Chase credit cards. But if you want to learn a little bit more about the first priority in my wallet for the next couple months, which is the American Express Business Gold Card, then check out this video next, where I discuss the specific reasons for why I applied for that card, and I apply for that card live in the video. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Peace.